Yo, what's up guys? Osco Dan here, and welcome back to How to Build the Classic Physique. Welcome back to part 2, Finding Your Old School Physique. Now Tom Platz talked about this, how it's important to know what you want to look like, and that's what we're gonna talk about in this video. Alright, so whose physique inspires you? Um, Someone's physique that inspires me is maybe it might be like Vince Gironda or like Arnold Schwarzenegger, Frank Zane, Reg Park, Steve Reeves. Those guys really inspire me, and it's really important to know like who inspires you. Like that is what will get you up in the morning. Like when you go to the gym and you're like, oh, can't wait to kill it in the gym and then you kind of like start thinking about that character. It's like, can't wait to look like them. Like I want to look like them, and you have to ask yourself the number one question right here is who's the physique that comes into mind, the very first physique that like you think of? Like mine would probably be Vince Gironda. Like I like his physique for some reason. It's just like it comes into my mind. It's like when I train, it's like that's what I want to look like. And number two, what do I like about his physique? What characteristics does he have that I would want to have? Like, does he have like big calves, or does he have bulging biceps, or a thick wide back, or what is it that you like about his physique? Figure that out. Can I realistically achieve his physique without drugs? Now I know this is a natural bodybuilding channel, but it's like if you want to like get someone's, I mean, I know there's some old school guys out there that want to look like some of the legends like Arnold Schwarzenegger, Frank Zane, all those guys and shit like that. But I mean, it might take you a little longer because like those guys were on drugs, and those guys probably use drugs a lot more than no, well, they didn't use more drugs more, but like, can I get that physique without drugs? Like, I go for the physiques that don't use drugs, like Jim Haslop, John Grimmick, Reg Park, Steve Reeves. And even if they were on drugs, it was probably like a low dose, which technically still made them like natural and shit. So, yeah, I mean, can you achieve his physique? It's like, it's important to know, like, do I have the same genetics as him? Does he have long lats, or does he have short lats? Does he have long calves or high calves? Does he have, you know, those does he have like the separated abs, like the weird shaped abs, or does he have like just straight chiseled abs or anything like that? Like it's good to pick someone that has like your genetics, cause so it's like easier to look like them. Like I'm an ectomorph. I can't go and model, let's see, like Arnold Schwarzenegger. That guy's like, he's not an ectomorph. I think he's like a mesomorph, or like Tom Platz is a really good example of a mesomorph, I think, or Danny Padilla too. But I mean, I go for guys that are like ectomorphs, like that were like Steve Reeves was really skinny when he was younger. He was like 16 and he was pretty skinny. Larry Scott was really skinny too. It took him a while to gain some weight. Yeah, that's all I can think of. But after that, let's finish off on that subject. But now let's talk about question number 4. When I look in the mirror, do I see his reflection? Now, it's a little cheesy, but like when you're working out and when you're doing like dumbbell curls in front of the mirror, or when you're working out in front of the mirror, what do you see? Not what do you see, but who do you see in the mirror? When I was training, like I would see a lot of like Arnold Schwarzenegger, or like Artemis Dolgan, or let's see, Vince Gironda. I would definitely like just look deeply in the mirror, like look deep in my eyes, and like, oh, I like that's what I see. That's who I want. That's who I'm becoming. That's who I want to become. You have to ask yourself, do I see his reflection? And lastly, does his physique inspire me? Like, really pick a physique that's like that really gets you going in the gym. It's like, oh, like I'm training like him. Like it could be like I remember when I was training in the gym I think it was a months ago. You remember that one scene from Pumping Iron? It was like Lou Ferrigno was like Arnold, 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 like screaming out Arnold. Like like in that moment, I had put my earphones on and I played that scene over and over again. It was just like he was pumping out reps and I was pumping out reps like crazy. It's like not only his physique inspired me, but it's like that personality around him really inspired me. So yeah, pick a physique that really inspires you, that gets you going in the gym, that makes you want to be like them. You know what I mean? It's like you can't just pick anything that's like does not inspire you, and then you can't really achieve the physique that way if it doesn't inspire you. Cool. Now let's move on to the next subject. All right, so here it comes. Choosing your model. I got Steve Reeves on the left, Frank Zane in the middle. We got Arnold Schwarzenegger. So yeah, I mean, choose your model. Uh, there's some times where I wanted to look like Frank Zane, and I modeled him a little bit, and it's like I said before, like Tom Platz said before, it's good to know what you want to look like, because if you don't, then you're kind of like blindly walking around and stuff like that. And Arnold Schwarzenegger, when he was growing up, he wanted to look like Rich Park, and he modeled him, and I mean that kind of like got him to where he was at. Like he went after a vision, and the same thing you should do too. You should go after a vision. You can't just be blindly walking around. All right, so choose your physique, and just know who you want to look like because it's really important for the next step. All right, so this one's called copying his routine. Now, let's see. So if I want to look like Steve Reeves or any of the old school guys, like the old school guys, I'm talking about the silver era. I'm talking about guys like Rich Park, Steve Reeves, Leroy Colbert. If I want to look like them, I have to train like them. That is exactly why I follow the 3-day routine, and they're natural bodybuilders. That's exactly why you should follow their routine because they were natural bodybuilders, not on steroids. But if you must, you have to copy their routine. Like Arnold trained, was it shoulders, arms, back, chest, and then legs? And then Frank Zane, he trained. I think it was Frank Zane did a push pull routine with the back and biceps and then triceps and chest and shoulders and legs. So yeah, copy their physique, and it's like it's gonna be 10 times easier to like achieve their physique because it's like if you're training like them, you're basically like almost one step closer to looking like them. I mean, yes, you can like work around it and use a different routine. It's like, oh, could I use a push pull routine for Arnold to get Arnold's physique? I mean, yeah, genetics plays a big role, and then choosing the routine that's right for you plays a big role too. But it's like, I think it's like it's better if you just train like them. It'll get you a step closer. Even copy their favorite exercises. Like Arnold was probably, I think his was like the bench press or something like that. And I know Steve Reeves' favorite exercise was the incline dumbbell. Excuse me. Steve Reeves' favorite exercise was the incline dumbbell curl. Yeah, my bad. Yeah, that was one of his favorite exercises. Also, he did a lot of hack squats. Arnold, let's see, Frank Zane. I think Frank Zane might have been in the pullovers, so he did a lot of pullovers. But yeah, it's like copy all their stuff, man. Like copy their routines. Like find out as many routines on them as you can. Like I've searched up so many Arnold routines. Like I searched with the very first one he did, the ones he did to shock his muscles. I mean, I've read his book before. I've looked up tons of like articles on Steve Reeves, like how did he train, like when he first started. I basically copy their foundation, and that's a good thing to do. Like copy their foundation. Like Arnold started off with the was it he followed Reg Park's routine. It was like power cleans and squats and bench press and stuff like that. And then like I just look for like I go to like way back, and I find out what were they doing first. Like what exercise did they like doing that gave them that look. So yeah, like find out what exercises like they like doing, or copy their foundation and figure out how like they got to look like that, and then how they transition into another physique by using a different routine. Honestly, I'd even copy like everything about them. Copy their personality. Copy the way they train. Copy like everything. The way they moved and everything like that. Like this will make you like feel more like them, and then you'll kind of like be more like them. Like let's see. So if they're like cocky in the gym or like pretty charismatic, like be like that in the gym. Or it's like if they're like kind of like oh they keep themselves and just train quietly. Do that. I mean, like really be like them. Really become like them. That gives you a step closer. Like picture it like this. Like if you see the way you see the Arnold picture right here. Look at the way he's gritting his teeth. Like sometimes I do that too. Like when I'm doing like a really like heavy exercise, I grit my teeth like that, and I feel like I even look like Arnold. Like you definitely have to feel like them in the gym. Like remember when he was doing like when he was like there's that video of him doing the T-bar rows and he's like gritting his teeth, like he's like yeah like kind of like yelling and shit. Like feel like them, like feel like that in the gym. Feel that energy running through you, so you can feel like them. That's a really good thing to have. You want to have their charisma, their personality. Excuse me. You want to have their personality a little bit. Even hit all the poses they did. Pose like them. If they pose slow, I mean, or dramatically, or Use the. I mean, I do everything like they did. You know what I mean? All right, so let's start wrapping things up. So we talked about whose physique inspires you. Like whose physique really gets you going in the gym, man. Like think about it. Like when you're looking in the mirror and you're doing like lateral raises like Arnold doing in this picture, and do you feel like him? Do you see that? Do you feel that energy that he has, that charisma, that what is that enthusiasm to like train? Like who is it? It has to really get you going in the gym. And we also talked about choosing your physique. Like whose physique do you want to look like? Who do you really want to look like? Who do you want to be? I mean, a lot of people like to choose Arnold's physique because not only because of his like this guy was like he's a pretty legendary guy, big, really big back, really big chest, massive calves, and not only that, the career he followed, he went on to be Mr. Olympia, and then he went to be in movies, and then he became the governor of California. It's pretty crazy. I think that's why people like to model him a lot because he's a really big inspiration. Like this guy went the distance from a guy who's in Austria who had his parents tell him you're going in the wrong direction. Like, no, we want you to stay here and marry a Heido or a Gretel. And he went on to be the most inspirational guy ever. This guy has inspired like millions of people. Almost, I probably would say even billions too. Everybody knows this guy. Everybody knows who Arnold Schwarzenegger is. That's why a lot of people aspire to be like him. For the next video, we might talk about like, oh, what exercises to do shoulders, what exercises to do for biceps. Like, we're really gonna break it down. Like, each video is gonna have their own like each muscle is gonna have their own video. Like, what to do for calves to get those classic calves, to get those classic shoulders. We're really gonna break it down. We're gonna be talking about anatomy. Like, Frank Zane talked about how it's important to know about the anatomy of the muscle, and we're gonna break it down like that. But I was really wondering, like, what do you want to see? Like, what subjects do you want me to touch on that I can help you out with? Because I really want to help you guys out. Because I know this is kind of a frustrating process to like. We all want to look classic. Like we all want that physique. We all want to look like Arnold. We all want to look like Frank Zane. We all want that classic look. Classic look. But how do we get there? I really want to help you out because let's see. I bought a program from a guy. I don't want to say the name right now, but that kind of helped me look classic. But this guy, like, damn, dude, like I got burned out on this routine really quickly because it was a high volume routine, and I was like, fuck, like I basically had to find my own way to look classic. And I read a book on how to build the. It wasn't how to build a classic physique, but it was something called something like that. And it laid out all the exercises, like what to do for shoulders, what to do for like all the best exercises that build the best symmetry, the most aesthetic physique and stuff like that. But really, tell me what you want to see. Like, what subjects do you want me to touch on so I can help you out? Because I really want to help you out. All right, guys. If you guys like this video, please like and subscribe. Thanks for watching. This is Old School Dan checking out. Peace.